footage had been obtained from Mrs. Lidstrom's camera and the one in Penhale. A male figure in motorcycle leathers and a helmet. "Come to think of it," neighbours had said, "I did hear a bike last night." No face, only an impression of a stocky build. Stocky in leathers anyway. Hirsch's electrician friend Bob Muir had installed the cameras at each location. Mrs. Lidstrom, standing with Hirsch in the side yard watching Bob up a ladder, had used a word Hirsch had only ever seen in print. "Who would want to steal my old lady's bloomers?" "It's your cutting-edge taste, Betty," said Bob, looking down from the ladder, a pair of brass screws bobbing between his lips. She snorted. She was round, comfortable and white-haired, sharp and mostly amused by the world. "Not to mention my bathers and best bra." "Bathers?" said Hirsch. A little twist of annoyance. "Keep up, Paul. Water aerobics. Redruth Pool." As she'd once said to Hirsch, she wasn't one to let the grass grow under her feet. Probus club lectures, walking holidays in New Zealand, volunteering, fitness. "Right," he said. "Keeps me young. Not that young, though." "I repeat, who'd want to steal an old lady's underwear?" "It's called snowdropping," Hirsch said. Betty Lidstrom looked at him. He saw the snap and crackle of her mind. "A fetish," she said. "Psychosexual." Hirsch raised his eyebrows at her. She punched his upper arm lightly. "Don't go making assumptions about old women." And he smiled and nodded. "Probably." They both stood there, and Bob Muir in his overalls stood there on his ladder, the three of them thinking their way into the head of a man who stole underwear from backyard clotheslines. Why he did it, what he did with his trove of old ladies' bloomers, and whether he was building up to something else. He'd be hard to catch, and if he was caught, he could talk his way out of it. Say he'd bought the underwear in an op shop. Embarrassing, but not theft. Then something about the authorities having no business in the bedrooms of the nation, etc. So each victim had been supplied with marked underwear, a hole punched in the top left corner of the waistband label, in case he did it again. Just then a light went on in Mrs. Lidstrom's rear side window. Kitchen. Hirsch walked on, securing the town, burning away his overnight aches and stiffness, feeling good to be alive despite the cold, the tedium. He'd probably spend the morning witnessing a stat dec or two, writing up last weekend's pub brawl between wind farm workers, chipping away at the clods of mud inside the wheel arches of his South Australia Police four-wheel drive, the nasty, clogging, adhering red soil mud of the mid-north plains. Up the side path of a little brick veneer house on the highway. A habitual good-luck knuckle rap on the windscreen as he edged past his old Nissan. In through the back door, then showered, second breakfast inside him. He opened the connecting door and stepped from his suite of 3 cramped rooms into the room facing the highway. This was the police station. A ceiling fan for summer, a useless bar heater for winter. Community notices on the walls, an out-of-date calendar of spring wildflowers east of the town, a counter separating his desk, computer, swivel chair and filing cabinet from the waiting room. People rarely waited. Crimes occurred now and then, perpetrators were about, but mostly a local or a stranger could be sure of immediate service, if Hirsch was there at any rate, if he wasn't out on patrol or answering a call. A sleepy country town. Mostly. Seated at his desk, scorched dust odours rising from the bar heater, his shins barely warm, he tackled his in-tray, read emails and checked the Tiverton WTF Facebook page. The snowdropping was an ongoing what-the-fuck item, the commentary sometimes amusing, sometimes faintly off-colour, occasionally nasty. Hirsch supposed Betty Lidstrom knew about it. He couldn't protect her from it. Police everywhere were fighting losing battles with social media. 3 items of interest this morning. Photos of the Razorback with its spine of snow. Reports of a pair of Irish roof repairers floating around the district. A con? And an anonymous query regarding Quinlan Stock and Station, a Redruth agency that specialised in the buying